Hopson, you were drinking that night.
We had gone out to celebrate Vanessa's 21st birthday.
And for Vanessa's 21st birthday, you were drinking screwdrivers.
Yes.
And that's vodka and orange juice, just for the record.
Yes.
And you don't actually remember how many of those screwdrivers you had that night.
I could have had more than 3 drinks.
But you don't actually remember how many you did have.
No, I don't.
And when you walked out of Tuggy's that night, you were not okay to drive.
I don't like drinking. I don't like driving after drinking anything.
You were too drunk to drive.
No, I think it's selfish if people drive after drinking anything.
So you couldn't have driven.
No.
But you knew how much, you thought Danny had to drink, right?
He had quite a few drinks, yes.
And so even though you could have volunteered to drive, because as you said, you only had no more than 2 or 3 screwdrivers, you didn't.
I wish I had.
But you didn't. You let Danny drive.
He said it would be fine. Vanessa said he was fine. I'm sorry. I should have.
That's okay, Miss Hopson, don't worry about it. But both Vanessa and Danny thought Danny was fine to drive that night.
Yes.
Now, Miss Hopson, I want to talk to you a little bit about what exactly you saw Danny drinking that night. Now, you told us on direct you saw Danny drink a shot when he first got there, a lemon drop shot, I believe.
Yes.
And the Midlands Brown, that's a beer, right?
Yes.
And a whiskey.
Yes.
And then you saw him drink a ginger ale cocktail.
Yes.
And with your own eyes, those are actually the only 4 drinks you saw him drink that night.
Yes, I was watching the band the rest of the night, so I didn't see exactly what Danny was doing.
So you only saw him drink 4 drinks.
Yes.
And there were times of that night when you weren't even around Danny, is that right?
Yes.
You went, well, Danny left the table for a while to let you catch up with Vanessa.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what Danny was drinking then, or if he was drinking.
No, I don't know.
And then you went to sing for Vanessa's birthday, you told us, on stage. And you went to warm up before that.
Yes.
And you have no idea if Danny was drinking then, do you?
No, I don't.
And then between the band sets, you actually went to the bathroom and you waited in line almost the entire break.
Yeah, when I got back, he was on stage. It was so embarrassing.
But you actually have no idea if Danny was drinking during the time that you were in line in the bathroom.
By the way he was playing, he sounded like he had a few drinks.
Yes, but Miss Hopson, you don't actually know, do you?
No.
Now I want to talk about the road conditions of that night, Miss Hopson. Now, you actually were the one who suggested that you all take Canyon Road, isn't that right?
It was the fastest road to get Vanessa home.
And it started to rain as you got on that road, isn't that right?
It was pouring.
It was pouring rain. And it was very dark.
Yes.
And the only light on that road is from a house about 100 feet off the road.
That's why we wanted Danny to slow down.
But, Miss Hopson, that's the only light on the road.
Yes.
And that road, you know, is a dangerous road.
That's why we kept on telling him to slow down.
But Miss Hopson, to be fair, you did suggest that road in the first place.
Danny's driven there before.
But you did suggest it.
Yes.
And Miss Hopson, since it was so dark and it was raining, and we're on that dangerous road. It was hard to see that night, wasn't it?
That's why we tried to tell him to slow down.
Miss Hopson, I'm sorry. I need a yes or no for the record. It was hard to see that night, wasn't it?
Very.
Pass the witness.
Very brief redirect, Your Honor. Ms. Hopson, when you suggested that you take Canyon Road, did you think the defendant would be speeding or driving the way that he was?
No.
Thank you. I have no further questions. May this witness be excused?
No recross, Your Honor.